Welcome back to our podcast. This is the Wyndham Voyager, and my name is Natalie Gendrasco, and I'm the host and communications director for the Wyndham School District. This podcast invites the public in to hear directly from our leading experts in different areas in public education. I also wanted to mention that this podcast was created in collaboration with our digital media teacher. She will be in charge of recording and editing this podcast. Thank you so much for your help. Welcome back to the Wyndham Voyager. On this episode, we are at Golden Brook School talking to the dedicated members of Student Council. With me for this conversation is Student Council advisors Mrs. Haarlander, Mrs. Pellerin, and a few of our student leaders will be joining us. Welcome, everyone. Let's get started with our advisors. Do you want to go ahead and introduce yourselves?
Sure. My name is Lindsay Haarlander. I teach third grade and also have the pleasure of co-leading Student Council.
Yeah. And my name is Bethany Pellerin. I also teach third grade, and Lindsay and Mrs. Haarlander and I have been doing student council for a few years now.
Great. How did you guys get involved with student council?
Actually, we, believe it or not, helped found student council.
Oh, okay.
So this was a brand new thing. Once we had the merge with center school, when third and fourth grade merged with the younger grades for the new Golden Brook, we thought, wow, what an opportunity to have kids a little bit older who might be able to take on some leadership roles.
Totally. So how many years have you guys been?
So when Golden Brook and when Center School actually sent 3 third grade and then 4 third grade classes down to Golden Brook many years ago, we started our own student council down here.
Okay.
And then when they went to the high school, we also had our own student council because they didn't get a chance to take part at the center school one. So when we came down here, once we officially moved down here, all third and fourth, that's when we started the Golden Brook.
So maybe we're on like year 4.
Have we been here that long?
Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
When did we?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
2019, I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
we came.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you tell me a little bit, I know we kind of talked about how it kind of came to, but why don't you talk to me about the purpose of the student council and why you guys think it's just important for these kids to have some leadership roles?
Yeah, we think that, we have such fantastic role models in the school, and our third and fourth graders are just ready for something a little bit more. They have an interesting perspective of what it's like to be a student in the building, and we really like to give them a chance to voice their opinions and their thoughts about how things are going to make our school the best place it can possibly be, but not only the school, but also the community at large.
Right.
Yeah, they've come up with some wonderful fundraising ideas and lots of ways to make our community and school a better place.
That's great. And I think it's good for them, too, to feel like they do have that voice, right? That they have the power to make change, right?
Yes, sometimes they think of things that we didn't even think of before.
Yeah.
So
Right.
it's really great to kind of work together.
Yeah, one example, they were talking about how all of the balls outside on the recess were flat. So using some of our funds, we purchased a, a ball pump. And so only student council is in charge of using it. So people can go up to them and they can use it and fill the balls.
That's great.
Yeah, things like that, we didn't even think of that.
Thought of
You're
that.
not the one, playing out there
Yep,
as well. So
exactly.
how would you know?
Yep.
I love that. So why don't we turn it over to the students here? Do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Luke Lefebvre in Mrs. Whitney's 4th grade class.
And I'm Cam Antista in Mrs. Voss's class.
Our role is to represent our 4th grade classrooms.
And think of ideas and have a voice to improve our community.
Wow. Thank you guys so much for coming today. What has made you want to join Student Council?
I wanted to join student council because I want others and myself to be heard in our community. My favorite part has been making our school just better, pretty much.
That's a great answer.
And I wanted to join student council because I wanted to share other people's ideas, and I really love my school. So I wanted to make it a better place for all. My favorite part of student council has been the bracelet sale because we were raising money for children in the hospital around Christmas to lighten up their spirits, and I love running a sale.
I love it. Tell me a little bit about the bracelet sale. Do you remember how much you guys raised?
All I can remember is we raised a lot. We raised enough to bring up some joy to those children.
Yeah, and that's the most important part, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
they did amazing. We bought extra bracelets, and we ran out of bracelets. We sold so
It's a
many.
good problem to have.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But
was
we did it.
wonderful.
We were even also able to have some fun by stacking some bracelet towers.
There you go.
Yeah.
When you were giving them away.
Yeah, but they were very responsible. They had to take money, make change, you know, they were in charge of the whole thing. It was amazing.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
especially with the younger kids who came up and not really knowing what they were doing. They were able to do it with our first graders, and they even went into the kindergarten classrooms and did it with them. So it was great to see their leadership there.
I love to see that. You guys, the older kids helping the little ones. That's what it's all about. So we're going to kick the next question over back to our advisors. I know we talked about the bracelet sale, but what other projects has the Student Council been able to accomplish?
Well, I know we kind of briefly talked about the bracelet sales, but one of the things that it does, I'm going to let it go over to Mrs. Haarlander because she started this, but it's an amazing thing. Go ahead.
The bracelet sale?
Yeah.
Yeah, the bracelet sale is probably our biggest fundraiser of the year. And the purpose of it is to, around Christmas time, to bring decorations to the pediatric unit at the Elliott Hospital. A few years ago, my daughter was hospitalized during Christmas, and we were there on Christmas Day, and it just felt like a hospital room. Really white, sterile. So I thought after that, wow, what a difference we could make. And we brought it to the kids, and they said, oh my gosh, let's go for it. So every year we raise enough money to really deck out those rooms. So lights and little trees and everything we can. So Mrs. Pellerin and I show up every year with like car loads of bags for every room in the hospital, 13 units. No, 18 units? 18 rooms. They tell us what a huge difference it has made
I'm
for
sure.
them.
Can you imagine a little kid being
It's just so,
No,
yeah.
unfortunately,
And we ended up hearing from someone who experienced it personally, and they said like it just made such a difference for them. They felt so happy to have that. So that's our biggest one. Do you want to talk about some of the other ones?
We also, different teachers in this school reach out to us and ask us for help. So for Valentine's Day, they cut out hearts so that teachers could send special messages towards each other. We help out with the elderly in the community. We make cards and posters to hang up around town so that they feel special and know that someone's thinking about them. Our newest thing that the Student Council just brought to Mrs. Haarlander and I is that they're saying that there's not a lot of stuff out on the playground for them to use. So we were talking about purchasing new things, and they said, well, all of us have different things in our garages. Instead of spending money and buying new things, why don't we do a gently used fundraiser or a donation where people donate gently used things? And I mean, what an amazing idea that they came up with. So that's our next big thing.
That's a fantastic idea. I'm sure parents love that too, that
Yeah.
they can kind of clear some space out and it's getting used, right?
So if you're
Everybody
listening
wins.
to this and you have anything at home and you want to send it in, please, we'd appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so some of our projects are on smaller scale, while some go beyond Wyndham. But you know, it's everything we do is like everyone's involved, and it just feels good, right? Yeah.
That's great. We're going to kick it back over to the students. How do you guys work together as a team to bring those ideas to life? So do you guys just sit around and say, I have this great idea? Do you talk beforehand before you bring it to the advisors?
So what we do is we all work together we all meet up once every month and discuss our ideas, and we also merge our ideas together.
For example, I forget which teacher, but they came up with a door decorating contest. We kept talking about it the whole day that we did it, and then we came up with this idea. I think a kid in our class, or not my class, but I think came up with an idea of a pass the torch idea. So we discussed to make our idea better and better every time.
That's awesome.
Oh, you're talking about the trophy.
Yeah.
Yeah, really cool. You guys came up with that. That was awesome.
Yep. And the same thing you guys came up with, we do a food drive every year for Thanksgiving, and normally it's just the top class wins, yay. And they were like, well, it would be kind of cool if like the top grade wins.
Yeah.
And so then student council got little trophies, so every teacher in the grade got a trophy for having the most between the third and fourth. It was kind of cool.
I love that. I love that you guys are always thinking too. It's not like you're just gonna do the same thing every year. You're always looking to improve it. That's fantastic.
Right, and not only that, but you guys are responsible for going back to your classes to give them information and collect their ideas too. So you're representing your whole class.
It's a big job.
It is.
What do you think is the biggest lessons students can take away from their time in student council?
I think one of their biggest is just that empowerment of being a leader. There's so many opportunities, or not, I should say, there's not that many opportunities for students to show their leadership skills and all of the things they have, where in student council, their voice is heard. Everything they bring, we listen to, we talk about, and they just have an opportunity, like you said, to bring it back to the school. And the teachers here count on them. They come here and ask them for different things. So I think that empowerment and seeing them collaborate and work together, I think is pretty awesome.
Especially with some of the shyer students. Like, I know my little guy at home's pretty shy.
Yeah.
And I think this would be a great program for him because I think it would empower him to know that he has a voice, he can use it, and when he does, it does great things. So I think it's a great program.
And I think it just builds, like Bethany had said, like that confidence, like that maybe maybe your little guy, whoever's on the shyer side, maybe isn't the one always speaking up, but it gives them like that light, that like
100%.
That opportunity to be the person. And one thing that they do that I just thought about is they are in charge of the morning announcements on the intercom for the whole school. Now that's a big audience hearing you, right?
Yeah,
so I mean,
a lot of people in this building.
we've had kids in the past who are student council members come to us saying, I'm not sure I want to do, and we're always like, go for it. I think you'll regret it if you don't.
100%.
And they've always come back saying like, oh my gosh, that was so fun. That was so cool to be on the announcement.
I said.
Yeah, you too? Yes, right? I remember you were nervous. One thing I want to add while we're here is both of our boys who are at the table today have been in student council for 2 years in a row. So they're here because their classmates elected them not just 1 year, but for 2 years in a row. That's a big deal.
Big deal.
Yeah.
I kind of would love to hear both perspectives, the advisors and the students. So why don't we start with the students, if that's okay. What advice would you give someone who's considering to join?
I mean, I'll give them, like, just go for it. Like, you will have your voice heard. Like, everybody in the school will know you're there, know you're helping them, know you're, like, to do it. And, like, if you join them, then you can, like, student council, then you can, like, help our school by giving them all the ideas the school wants and you want.
Absolutely.
And my advice would be you really gotta care about your fellow peers in your community, because like they have to know that like you can look out for them and you can give them ideas to like make a better community just for all.
That's right. That's a great answer.
I think I would jump onto that saying that it's a commitment. You definitely have to commit to that one week a month or one morning a month meeting, and then when we do those fundraisers, being able to be there and help us with that. But we've never really had a problem with that. The students who have joined have really wanted to, and there's lots of benefits to it.
Yeah. I think again too, right? We just kind of talked about that, but it's a great way for people to meet new people that you might not even know, whether they're in 3rd grade, 4th grade, kindergarten. You're kind of in front of everybody, so that's such a good opportunity.
Yeah, and I think like if you're on the fence and you're thinking about it, go for it. Go for it. And I do want like the kids to know, like, and I say this each year, it's not a popularity contest. Like, we're really doing fair elections in our classrooms to choose someone responsible, respectful, who shows our roars expectations, who's a real role model to represent our school community. And I think, your classmates do such a nice job of really thinking about, the candidates each year and choosing someone who's suitable for the job.
Right. Fantastic. So, before we go, is there anything additional that you guys want to talk about or remind our listeners? Do you have an upcoming fundraiser?
We
have color run.
Yeah, we do have the color run where we run around when we run around the school, and each guardian can sign your sign your child up for it, and you just run around the school getting hit by colors.
What?
Yeah, and
There's volunteers that have bags of powder.
I think I'm gonna sign up to volunteer. That sounds really fun.
They dump when you run past, they dump glitter on you.
Oh my gosh.
Usually, I think you wear a white shirt every time, so then you can have a tie-dye shirt after it.
And the one with the most colorful shirt wins.
Go. I think we all win, right? Because we all get to get outside
I feel like
and
I'm
run.
gonna win just watching you guys. That sounds like so much fun.
And I think just out to the community, whoever's hearing this, if anything's going on that you're aware of where you think Student Council could help, we've got so many people who want to make our community a better place. So please reach out to us anytime.
And just a reminder, if you have anything in your garage or shed and we could use it on the playground, we would love it.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us today.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed today's topic. We want your feedback. If you have any questions or are interested in different topics we discuss here on the Wyndham Voyager podcast, please email me at podcast@wyndhamsd.org. For the Wyndham Voyager, my name is Natalie Dendrasco, and we will see you next time. Thanks again for taking this voyage with me.